York, and Kelsey Plum blows the lid off the joint, letting us all in on a small secret. Team Clark, they had no idea what was awaiting them walking into that locker room come WNBA.
Kelsey Plum picked the absolute worst moment to go off script, and Sabrina Ionescu wasn't about to let it slide. What should have been a simple show of unity at the WNBA All-Star Game instantly spiraled into one of the most awkward, tension-filled press conference meltdowns in recent memory. Out of nowhere, Plum lobbed unprovoked shade at Caitlin Clark, while sitting right next to one of Clark's loudest supporters. The timing, the attitude, the audacity. It was unreal.
We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise, but the t-shirt, just united front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very...
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis was supposed to be Caitlin Clark's homecoming spectacle. A weekend built for her in her city in front of her fans. Instead, she was stuck on the sidelines with a groin injury, forced to watch her moment drift by. But somehow that wasn't even the biggest gut punch of the night. The real fiasco came after the final buzzer, when Kelsey Plum walked into the press conference and fired an utterly unprovoked shot at Team Clark, turning a celebratory night into a full-blown controversy.
See, Plum was at the All-Star Game in Indianapolis. She made quite a scene, bruh. This time, at the conclusion of the game, I was one of the first people to break the story about her actually making comments about Caitlin Clark's team not being at this meeting for the CBA negotiations. Now, we know the WNBA All-Stars came out with these t-shirts. Pay us what...
The WNBA players had just executed their "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirt demonstration. A bold, unified statement about the ongoing CBA battle. It was meant to be a moment of pure solidarity. But instead of reinforcing that message, Kelsey Plum derailed the entire tone, turning the spotlight into a petty drama showcase. In one careless moment, she exposed exactly what's broken about how certain veterans treat the league's biggest star.
Agumake, Women's National Basketball Players Association President. Brianna Stewart, Vice President, and Nafisa Collier. All on opposing teams from Team Clark. How does it work out that the 3 biggest players in the Players Association had an idea about wearing a "Pay Us What You Owe Us" t-shirt, make this decision last minute that this is what the players will do? Team Clark somehow isn't present in the...
During the post-game press conference, Plum started out calmly enough, explaining the morning meeting where players agreed to wear the Unity shirts. Then she suddenly veered completely off script and dropped a bomb. Not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. The room froze. The air got thick. Reporters didn't even shuffle their papers. You could feel the awkward tension through the screen like a shockwave.
I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise, but the t-shirt, just united front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just, we had a very...
that really needed to be mentioned.
I'm trying to make a situation.
But here's what makes this whole moment absolutely wild. Sabrina Ionescu was sitting right there, not even an arm's length away, representing Team Clark herself. The disrespect was so blatant, so unnecessary, that Sabrina didn't even bother to hide her reaction. She snapped her head toward Plum, gave her a stare of pure disbelief, rolled her eyes, and fired off the most sarcastic clapback imaginable. It was the kind of moment that absolutely had to be mentioned.
These WNBA players, they get more unlikable every day. And the blatant jealousy, the blatant hatred towards Caitlin Clark is, it's obvious. They don't even try to hide it. We got Kelsey Plum talking about these pathetic shirts that they wore out onto the court. And I'm going to tell you, these players all put these shirts on And like I said in a couple of previous videos, that backfired.
If you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe, because the tension in that room was unreal. Ionescu's expression said it all. This wasn't just uncomfortable, it was completely out of pocket. A veteran player taking shots at teammates who weren't even there to defend themselves, all while supposedly promoting unity? The hypocrisy was off the charts. And here's why Plum's comments look even more ridiculous when you stack them against reality. The moment Caitlin Clark was ruled out with a groin injury and announced as unavailable for the All-Star game, ticket prices didn't just dip, they imploded. We're talking a full-blown market crash, a 48% free fall in under 24 hours, dropping from $121 to just $64 for the cheapest seats. That's not normal fluctuation. That's demand collapsing the second one superstar isn't on the floor.
Going on. Caitlin Clark, she was officially ruled out before all of these things. And look at the news that dropped. This is wild. WNBA All-Star Weekend. It's supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here. And look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't.
Think about that for a second. The get-in price for an All-Star game, in the home city of the league's most popular player, collapsed by nearly half the moment Caitlin Clark was ruled out. Some seats were going for barely $60 on resale sites. Fans weren't just hesitating. They were dumping their tickets at any price just to cut their losses. And somehow, it gets even worse. The WNBA ratings paint an even more brutal picture. When Caitlin Clark doesn't play, nationally televised games don't simply dip, they crater. We're talking a staggering 55% drop. Her own team's broadcasts without her? Down 53%, plunging from an average of 1.81 million viewers to just 847,000. These aren't minor fluctuations. These aren't everyone contributes talking points. This is proof, undeniable data-level proof, that Caitlin Clark isn't just a player in the league. She's the league right now.
Well, would you look at that? Prices for the WNBA All-Star Game have plummeted 49% after Caitlin Clark was ruled out due to injury, per TickPick. I can't say that I'm surprised by this at all. I mean, no matter how much you love her or hate her, Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. When she goes, the ratings go. Simply put.
Meanwhile, when Clark does play, the numbers go through the roof. Her return game against the Liberty pulled in 2.2 million viewers on ABC, peaking at 2.8 million. Anytime Clark is on the court, the broadcast instantly becomes one of the highest-rated games in WNBA history. She's not just boosting interest, she is single-handedly printing money for the entire league. And this is exactly where Sabrina Ionescu showed why she's so respected across the basketball world. Instead of letting Plum's comment float by, she checked her instantly with that perfectly timed razor-sharp sarcasm. But Ionescu's loyalty to Clark isn't some performative moment in front of cameras, it runs much deeper. When Clark was battling her quad injury, Ionescu was there behind the scenes, offering advice from her own experience with soft tissue issues. While Plum is out here tossing unprovoked shade in a press conference, Ionescu is doing actual leadership work, building the sport, supporting fellow players, and recognizing the obvious truth. Clark's success doesn't just elevate the fever. It elevates the entire WNBA.